I write for All Aboard Wheat Harvest, and we have High Plains Journal here coming to visit. This is my dad, Alan.
Yep, and I've been doing harvest for 34 years. We are located in Hemingford, Nebraska. This is our hometown where we're based out of. Started harvest back in 1978 when I graduated college. Been doing it ever since.
And as he said, today we are here in Hemingford, Nebraska. We're just finishing up some wheat harvest, doing a little bit of wheat that was still a little too green to cut a couple days ago. So we're just getting ready to finish up here. Okay, so what we're doing right now is we're just going around and we're looping chains and checking bolts and tightening sprockets and all that kinds of stuff. Typically we don't do this every single day. We grease every day, but this kind of stuff is probably every other day kind of task, kind of just depending on how things are working out. Okay, so here we have a TR98, which we ran that back in the 90s. That's actually what I learned to drive combine on when I was younger. And so it obviously has a lot smaller of an engine. It has a 30-foot head, and it's a bat reel, and it's also an auger head. So you can see here where the header's like that, and then this is called a bat reel, and it's only a 30-foot header. It's also not nearly as fancy. The cab's a lot smaller. The hydraulic hoses are all individually set up versus the CR. Just a lot more worn, pretty much down to the bare necessities of what you need for a combine. Over here, you have our CR9070. First obvious thing is we have a 36-foot header. So it's also a pickup reel, so obviously it's a lot different like that, and it's also a draper header. So you have conveyor belt kind of things versus the auger header. The other thing about the CRs is they have a lot more horsepower. They can handle a lot thicker wheat. They can go over a lot more acreages and do a lot more hours and stuff a lot quicker than the TRs can. A lot bigger cab. Everything's just a lot more fancy. Seems like a little bit more convenient, just some technology kind of based stuff. Our rule of thumb is whenever you get in the combine, if you're going to start it or move the combine or do anything like that, we always honk the horn and do a walk around, make sure that nobody knows what's going on. Or earlier when we were greasing the chains, I'd honk the horn when Brandon would tell me to start it up in case somebody happened to be on the other side that we couldn't see out of the mirrors or something like that. So it's just a lot of talking and communicating, making sure you know where everybody is.
With these machines, the bearings, they need grease, and it's just pretty much daily maintenance. On this older machine, you gotta grease it a lot more. With the newer machine and the technology, you don't have to grease them quite as often. And when something breaks because it's not serviced properly, it's just something that tends to get people upset in the morning. More or less, you're gonna do the time on these machines either way, if it's 20 minutes of servicing in the morning or an hour of a broken down part in the afternoon.